Right now, inside 2311 Racing, something is shifting, and not everyone is comfortable with it. Bubba Wallace made history at this exact race just 1 year ago. He became the first black driver to win a major race on Indianapolis Motor Speedway's oval. It was one of the most emotional victories in recent NASCAR memory. A 100-race winless streak snapped. History made. Legacy cemented. Then Corey Heim showed up. In just his first visit to the Brickyard, his 15th career Cup start, Heim did what Wallace did. He won. And he did it as a part-timer with no full-time seat, holding off two of NASCAR's most experienced drivers over 34 consecutive green flag laps. The question is no longer whether Heim belongs at this level. The question is, what happens to everyone else at 2311 Racing when he gets here full-time in 2027? The clock is already ticking. And today, we break down exactly what is coming. 15 starts, 2 wins, 1 crown jewel race. This was just Heim's 15th career Cup Series start. It was his second career Cup victory, and it came at one of NASCAR's 4 crown jewel events. Let that sink in. Corey Heim has been a NASCAR development driver for 2311 Racing since 2024. Before arriving at the Cup level, he was absolutely dominant in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, recording a record 12 wins in a single season and claiming the 2025 Truck Series championship. In total, Heim has earned 25 Truck Series victories since 2022, the 5th most all-time. Those numbers alone signal that this is no ordinary talent. What makes Heim's story even more compelling is the patience behind it. He turned down full-time Cup rides to properly develop within 23's program. Dave Rogers, competition director of 2311 Racing, explained it best, turning down full-time rides. He could have been in cars full-time this year. He chose to be patient, do it right, come through our development program, and prepare for each of these events very thoroughly. And I think we're showing that it's paying off. So he deserves a lot of credit for that discipline. There is also a remarkable personal dimension to this story. Heim grew up as a Denny Hamlin fan, with photos to prove it. As Heim himself described, 2015, I was standing on the grid of the Coke 600 next to Hamlin's pit box with my Hamlin gear on. Today, Hamlin co-owns the team Heim drives for. But being a fan and being a champion are two very different things. So how did Heim get here? In 2026, Heim made just 8 starts in the number 67 Toyota for 2311 Racing. His first win came at the inaugural race at Naval Base Coronado in June. He also led laps on his Daytona 500 debut in February. Not every race went perfectly. Nashville Superspeedway was a difficult moment. Heim acknowledged it directly. Nashville is one that sticks out to me. That was like our best shot, and I've just kind of elevated my prep ever since. Since Nashville, he has delivered 2 wins and a 9th place finish at Chicagoland Speedway. He is averaging 28.5 points per race, a number that outpaces Chase Briscoe's 28.3, with Briscoe sitting 7th in the standings full-time. His 2 victories came at completely different track types, a brand new street course and a historic oval, proving his versatility is genuine. So when race day at Indianapolis arrived, Heim was ready. But the race itself? That was anything but straightforward. Toyota's dominated practice, with Christopher Bell going fastest at 183.512 miles per hour. Kyle Larson was bold early, pitting on lap 28 and taking the lead. Then on lap 44, disaster struck. Larson suffered a blown left rear tire and backed into the outside wall, ending his day with severe damage. Larson said plainly, "I had no warning. When I lifted, I felt it drop and spun." Heim benefited from the caution, gained positions, and finished second in Stage 1. Meanwhile, a separate battle was unfolding. The Cup Series in-season challenge carried a $1 million winner-take-all prize. 25th seeded Todd Gilliland faced 3rd seeded Ryan Blaney in the final. Blaney was comfortably ahead when John Hunter Nemechek's Toyota turned into him, igniting a 9-car wreck on lap 120. Gilliland finished 24th, Blaney finished 26th, and Gilliland claimed the million. As Gilliland put it, "We did what we had to do, we just barely skated by." $1 million going to the team. That's just massive. The 9-car wreck also triggered the restart that changed the entire race. On lap 127, Denny Hamlin chose the inside lane. Heim took the outside and received a powerful sustained push from Logano. Heim cleared Hamlin, slotted in front, and disrupted his momentum entirely. The order settled: Heim, Bell, Logano, Briscoe, Hamlin. Hamlin reflected, "These restarts, when everyone knows when you're going to go, it's about the pushes. That's essentially where I got the lead, just came back the other way." What followed were 34 laps of pure mental warfare. Heim was in clean air for the first time all day, but his car was loose. Bell was hunting him, waiting for one mistake. On lap 198, Heim slid entering turn 1, and Bell closed to within a car length. Heim held firm, kept Bell in dirty air, and crossed the famous yard of bricks by just 0.287 seconds. Heim described the experience. "I was hanging on for dear life once the shade went down. That was the hardest I've ever fought in my life." Bell had nothing but respect. He showed excellent mental toughness. Put together 35 really good laps. "I didn't have an opportunity." In victory lane, Heim was drained, but overwhelmed with emotion. "I just couldn't fathom telling myself, as a little kid, that I was going to be a crown jewel winner one day. It's absolutely surreal." Crew Chief Barker added, "This is the most difficult race to win. What he just did was incredibly difficult. That's what it takes." Hamlin, watching his part-time driver triumph, simply said, "For a part-time driver, it looks like they're doing a pretty great job." The final results: first time, second Bell. His 6th runner-up finish without a win in 2026. 3rd Logano, 5th Hamlin, 10th Tyler Reddick. The bigger picture is impossible to ignore. At Nashville Super Speedway, 23XI Racing announced Heim will drive the number 35 Toyota full-time in 2027. Hamlin declared, "Generational drivers only come by every now and then, and I firmly believe that we have one here." Riley Herbst exits the number 35 to make room. Bubba Wallace paid tribute. "Riley Herbst is one of the best, genuine dudes to ever be around." Tyler Reddick also re-signed with 23XI Racing on a multi-year extension. His 2026 season has been historic. He became the first driver in NASCAR history to win the first 3 races of a season. He has 5 wins in the first 9 races, a feat achieved by only 4 drivers ever, the last being Dale Earnhardt in 1987. Reddick is now a Daytona 500 champion. Hamlin said back in 2022, "Franchise drivers don't come around that often. If there's ever one you can grab, you go after it." Meanwhile, Bubba Wallace made history at the 2025 Brickyard 400, becoming the first black driver to win a major race on Indianapolis Motor Speedway's 2.5-mile oval. He overcame a rain delay, 2 overtimes, fuel concerns, and Kyle Larson on back-to-back restarts. Wallace declared, "To beat the best, we had to be the best today." That win also snapped a 100-race winless streak. No black driver has won the Indianapolis 500, making Wallace's achievement even more significant. The 2027 roster of 23XI Racing now stands as Reddick, number 45, Wallace, number 23, and Heim, number 35. Reddick said of Heim, "Some of his strengths are stronger than mine. It'll be nice to work with him." Wallace added, "He'll be competitive for sure. He'll be a lot of fun." Heim is now widely described as NASCAR's next one, the sport's next generational talent, and arguably the next-gen era's first turnkey prospect. On a part-time schedule, he is outscoring Bell, Logano, and other full-time veterans. The question of whether Heim represents a blueprint for developing young drivers in NASCAR is one the entire sport is now asking. All of this unfolds while 23XI Racing continues its court battle with NASCAR over charter status, a legal fight that adds even more weight to every victory they claim. With 4 races remaining before the chase field is set, Hamlin holds an 84-point lead over Tyler Reddick, and Ty Gibbs clinched a chase spot with a 12th-place finish. It all comes back to that same question we started with. What happens to everyone else at 23XI Racing when Heim gets here full-time in 2027? The kid who once stood in Hamlin gear at the 2015 Coca-Cola 600 is now a Brickyard 400 champion driving for that same man. As Heim himself said, "Winning at the Brickyard That's unbelievable. It was a dream come true. Can Heim win again in his remaining 4 starts of 2026? What will a full 2027 season look like with 3 elite drivers under one roof? And is 2311 Racing quietly becoming NASCAR's most dominant team? The answers are coming faster than anyone expected. If this video gave you value, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. This channel is brand new, and every single subscriber genuinely matters as we work toward our goal of reaching 2,000 subscribers. Your support is what keeps this content coming, and it means more than you know. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Corey Heim's rise is putting real pressure on Bubba Wallace's place at 2311 Racing? Or is there enough room at the top for all 3 drivers to thrive in 2027? Drop your answer in the comments below. The conversation starts right now.